All right, 6:30 p.m. I'm going to call to order a special meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Ormy. This is the budget workshop. I will rise for the invitation.
Special meeting. Help us make decisions that will benefit the city of Ormy. We ask this in your name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any citizens to be heard? Okay, budget workshop. We're on 5A. Discuss and take possible action regarding Texas municipal retirement systems.
Do you want to start with that one, or would you like to hear the other one first? The longer.
The other agenda?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So there's some citizens to be heard, right?
The second one?
Yeah.
Yes. So we're doing the red.
Good afternoon, Commissioners, Mayor. Well, the reason I'm here, actually resigned yesterday as chief of police for the city of Ormy. One of the reasons I actually resigned is because during this investigation, my attorney requested, send emails to the PD mayor, to the city attorney, that I wanted to be interviewed the whole entire department. It appears that it was a handful that when he got interviewed. Okay. Now, after the investigation, he says he was going to submit it to the board of commissioners, that it was going to be up to them. That it was not going to be up to him. It was actually going to be up to them. Okay. Now, the thing is that Commissioner Guzman had mentioned to some of the residents that he didn't care if I sue the city. All he cares about me leaving that department. Okay. Because one, he's not running for re-election. Okay, so he don't need to please the committee. And the one is, if I sue the city, it might take 1 year, it might take another year. But the ones that I'm going to be hurting is the community here. You know, I know a lot of communities say that he doesn't live in the city limits. Okay, all the documentations are already listed to different agencies, different authorities, so they can investigate. So, like I said, board commissioners, when I got here, they wanted me to fire this man right there because he was worthless. He only came to sleep on the job, on the taxpayers' money. Okay, he never did anything. All he did is sat in the computer. Now, after 12 months, y'all appointed him as chief of police. What, he became a super cop now in 12 months? You have 6, 7 officers that have more knowledge, training, experience than this man. And they can do a better job, especially for his people. Okay. So, I know I'm a resident here now. I'm a registered voter here, okay? And I want to make sure that we get a better service for the people that actually send me. You know, we get good commissioners, and we need to improve. You know, this city of Ormy has been, I guess you could say, crooked for years. They have always elected people that actually look for themselves, not for the community. First is them, and then is the people. It's supposed to be a different way. It's supposed to be facing the community. And then you shut. So So like I said, if you wanna make it right, you wanna have y'all don't wanna be the worst commissioners in the history of the city of One Army, make it right. Put somebody else that can take the department, move forward. But this man ain't gonna do it. That's all I have to say.
Yes, amen, amen. We need
Yes,
him
sir.
out, we need him out. We need him out.
Here we go again. I have 3 minutes. That's all I got. And I'm talking about the annexation. The annexation was not done the right way. We'll find that out pretty soon. Only God knows, but we'll find out. And when we find out, we're going to demand that anything you voted on, Raymond, was not good, was not valid, okay? Y'all two commissioners sit here and talk with the former administrator every day. She's still not out of our city. She doesn't belong here. So I'm kind of saying, I guess with no disrespect, but I guess it is disrespect, that y'all don't belong here. Actually, you don't, Raymond. I saw what was done with the annexation, and I heard that the annexation only took 35. You don't live on 35. Your section that goes around is not you. And there's so many steps that will fail to be done with Bear County. So, like I said, whatever comes out, comes out. What you did to our chief was so unfair, very unfair. And you can look at me and stare at me and maybe not even hear me, I don't know. Half the time you go, what? You know, so I don't know. And you can stare and stare and stare, but you did what she had you do. Y'all are like puppets, just like puppets. Whatever she pulls, whatever string goes, is what you do. Because you're part of American Legion, you're part of One Army Cares, and y'all got donations from a lot of people. She would bargain with a lot of things that she did in that office. You know what, if I hire you, you give me something, you know? But I don't understand. I don't understand the manipulation. I don't understand your votes. I don't understand any of it. You two never listen to the city. Never listen to the people, you know? And that's sad. It's real sad. I've been here since 2008. I've been arrested twice trying to stand up for the people. And you've done nothing at all. I feel sorry for you, but I can't sit here and shut my mouth off of everything that's gone on. And the attorneys, they're not worth crap. Sorry, Jacob, but you're not. And you know what? That's just the way I see it. Just the way I see it. And what you're gonna do and what you've done already to our city again, we can't do it. Thank you, guys.
David Albert.
Good afternoon. We're here, we oppose what y'all doing to the officer, and we took this one. It's beautiful here. You're not a resident here. I've been here since '89, and everybody knows everybody around here. Y'all come here, you guys are under God. We're supposed to be here fair to everybody. I don't see y'all being fair to our chief of police. Y'all bring somebody in that can't even run, he can't even pick up his own shoes. And y'all would put him in charge? Come on. If they kill somebody because they're fighting and he can't get down, they're gonna sue us. We're gonna pay consequences. And right now, we are paying the consequences. It's not y'all. Mr. Guzman, I would ask him, resign, leave, do something. The people vote, and the people vote for you, will leave.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, today, yeah, I feel sad, because he had to resign. He had to look after his career that the commissioners here didn't care about. They didn't care about what he was doing for the community. I'm looking forward to see this man who told me in a text that he's not Loreto, that he will not do anything that Loreto was doing. Nothing. That his job was to be sitting in the computer. I got that picture. I'm proud to make this shirt. It was not a threat. It was a reality. It was a reality. I hear you snoring more than once in that office. And look at him, Sammy. Sammy, look at his face. He's very proud of himself. This is a piece of man that you decide to put in these shoes, Loreto's shoes. Pick up your face. I mean, you're an army guy. Pick up your face. You are an army guy. And you too, Mr. Raymond. You know what it is to fight for country. So why you're not fighting for our community? Because now I am a member of this community. And you're gonna hear me like that every meeting. And if he doesn't get out, she's trying to get you out. Well, guess what? I'm gonna try to make as much as I can for this department to be closed if he doesn't get out. You have plenty of officers in that department that can fit at least Loreto's shoes or try to fit. He's not trying. He told me plain straight on that text, and I can show it to you, that he will not do nothing as Loreto was doing. That's what you want right now for your city? This is your country right now. Why they teach you on the army? Why they teach you on the army? You forgot. You forgot already? I don't care if you live in the city or not. I really didn't care. And we will not be looking after you if you will be fighting for this city. I hear you talking about his mother every morning, about Ray Reyes' wife and the police chief that it was back there. Every morning I hear you talking on that meeting, on that restaurant. So now, let me tell you, you're gonna be the next generation of conversation for us. The piece of commissioners that you are and what you did. This is why you're writing in the mayor's next book. This is what you're leaving behind, your legacy. I hope you feel proud of lying in your application, proud of not lying to the other candidates, and be happy because you didn't have no opponents. They didn't elect you this election. You were there because of now, and I hope you're proud of that. And I will be here day by day. I'm not going nowhere. And you don't need to send a truck to the RV park to look and see if our trailer is there or not, or we are in the city, or we meet in Kathy's or whatever's house. You don't need to send nobody.
Okay, we'll move on to agenda. Item number 5, special meeting. Review, discuss, and take possible action regarding revised contract with ED inspections, building plan review, inspection services, and fee schedule.
Commissioner shall have a copy of that in your file. Did I get it?
Mayor Council. The PD has been the city's third-party building inspectors for some time now. Sorry about this. So they have really low permit fees. They work for all the cities in this region. And so, as Lynette talked to y'all last time, Lynette, as an interim filling in Valerie's place, is needing the consultants to kind of step up a little bit more when it comes to managing building permits. And so, as part of that process, I've been working with BB, and we have a lot of permits where people need help with things in terms of getting their plans reviewed. There have been a couple of situations over at Cedar Village where people building houses needed some help with the codes. And so I, as someone that has been getting more involved in this process, I I had to interact with them more, and I need them to be able to step up a little bit more and handle building code related things, so I don't have to, because I'm a land use consultant. And so I was talking with them, and they're like, well, we'd like to help with that, but, you know, we cannot, it's only $59, they can't spend 30 minutes holding people's hands on things, for lack of better words. And so I said, well, we'd like you to, so you tell us what you need in terms of fees to be able to do that more hands-on service and kind of act the way a lot of cities, they have an in-house person, where you can go down and talk to that person, and the staff person can help people getting building permits and kind of nurse that along and provide that kind of service. And so I told them, so hey, you know, we need you to do that, and they're frankly able to do that a lot cheaper than I am. And so I asked them, just put in the fee schedule, give us a new contract for what you need in order to be more of that hands-on kind of person. And so, and to be able to come down more often, they have to come and see it. And so I said, we need you to help, we know you're reasonable, just tell us what you need so you can do the service. And so anyway, that's the contract we've got. And so what they are saying, in order to be more active down here, be down here more often, $95 per inspection, $95 for a plan review, which, you know, I work in lots of different cities, that's super cheap in my opinion, and $95 basically to be your person, to be a personal building code advisor for people. So,
What would be like an average order? How many inspections?
manufacturing home should be one, it should be a package, and so, it's, you come out, you do the mechanical, plumbing, and electrical at the same time.
What about like site build?
Site build's gonna be more. So with the site build, you're usually probably looking at around 5 to 7 inspections. You've got to do the pre-pour, make sure plumbing and everything is fine. Then usually you come out and look at it after the foundation has been poured. Then you do a frame inspection. Then you do a rough in for your electrical, plumbing, mechanical, and then you come out and do the finish out. So yeah, between 5 and 7. And then if they fail, they got to come out again and figure out the paper.
So our fee schedule would need to be updated or what?
And that's next on this agenda. So, because at the end of the day, that's part of why we're updating the fee schedule. At the end of the day, permit fees, we call them fees, but it's tax. And the city should be making money on these fees. They should be breaking even as much as possible. So that's the goal of this is, yes, the fee and the inspection fee and this add-on advising fee is gonna be more, but it's
Well, I
intended.
think Brandon and I looked at it before we came over, like, we'll actually save the rest of the money. And,
No, that's a pretty good.
yeah, it's gonna actually save the money and a lot, actually.
It's not gonna be based off valuation anymore. You don't get punished for building a nice house. It's purely based on what is it costing the city? What is the city's outflow on this? So it's just like cash flow. We're just trying to keep the cash flow. So we're adjusting the fees to mirror the outflow.
So permit advice, like we talked about, somebody says they have questions and they want to spend
Exactly.
half an hour to explain processes.
Exactly, because they, and it's not their fault, you know, that's just the way things are set up. The reviews are low, and they were, as building plan reviewers, they were more of the tag requirements. They just sit through a meeting. And then we had a situation over at Cedar Ridge where, you know, they were asking for things, and then since I'm kind of more of the boots on the ground kind of person, I had to get involved in the schedule and coordinate the meeting. It worked for that time, but that's just, again, that's not an official. Yeah, have been, they
Oh, yeah,
they call it.
I'm sure you would say that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's permanent weeks, sooner.
And that's really the goal of this, getting this new contract, so they have the fees they need, where they're not losing money, and they're excited about providing the service, because they're trying to make money, obviously. So getting a new fee schedule for them, so this makes sense for them as a company, and then we're getting the new life permit now software, which is the process, the framework, the development process they need to be totally self-sufficient. And then we're gonna get the new fee schedule. So really, from now on, we're gonna have a kiosk out here, when people apply, they can apply online, everything goes straight to them. You know, unless there's some sort of really high level land use issue that involves zoning, that's where I get involved. You know, the idea is that, again, I'm your land use consultant, your zoning guy. I shouldn't really be involved. And right now, it's the internet, but long term, they should be totally self-supporting.
What's building official services?
That's, building official is just basically, you know, that's the, yeah, so, and, that's the kind of fancy word for someone that has all the certifications to review plans, pursuant to the International Building Code, International Residential Code, the International Mechanical Code. That's the certification for it. So they call it building official. Most cities have the main building official person that issues building permit. So that's
The some of our both plans, the hourly rate to review, and they expect it.
no, there's no hourly rate. So on that, it's $95 per plan review.
It's per hour.
Does it say per hour? Okay, well, it should be per plan review.
Commercials per hour, residential is per review.
Per, thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
Commercial is more,
What this is?
that's the contract. So,
It's on exhibit B.
yeah, so residential, your small scale stuff, they're gonna pay $95. But when we get, say we got a Walmart in here, that's gonna be per hour, because that's complicated, and to be perfectly honest, Walmart can afford it. But our books are passed through. It's all passed through. Yeah, the goal is to get as self-sufficient and have a build and plan process as we can without having people in house, and that's what they do.
The alternative is to pay your higher rates and hire somebody.
Yeah.
You don't have to need a full time.
Yeah, and you still have to pass that through. So this is the least expensive pass through there is.
So this week, we probably spent, I'd say, about 25 hours on permits.
Okay.
I probably spent about 25 hours on permits this week. So to give you an idea.
And once all this goes in, you know, again, I'm director in Leon Valley. I have an office of 4 staff. It was like a newspaper in there. Every day was a groundbreaking story. It was crazy. We got BB going with a more refined fee schedule like this. We put in my permit now, and we got a good fee schedule going. And by the time I left there, we had 2 staff members and it was crickets every day. So that's the goal.
All right, we have a motion to second. I have one issue, one question. On the termination section, there's mutual agreement and consent by both parties, by either party for failure, and then the city, as a consequence. Can we add you know, adult to decide? Does it fit our budget? Find a better. So, I would like to amend the motion that we approve it with the ability of the city to opt out at 30 days. It's not like multi-year. If they do a good job, then they'll be there forever. So maybe add another clause on 30 or any reason, let's stand it. Okay. So we had, so we make a motion to amend it. Get a second. Okay. The amendment passes. So now, any further discussion? If not, we'll do a vote on the motion as amended. Adding the opt-out. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say no. Motion carries. We'll move on to agenda item number 5B. Discuss, review, and take possible action on revision of city development.
So, okay, so yeah, this is our old schedule here for 2018. Again, didn't want to do a whole new thing here, so I just redlined everything that pertains to building permits. And try to keep it as simple as possible, broke it down into different classes of building permits. Class A permits are gonna be your simple, trade permits, we call them trade permits, which is just involves electrician. It's involves HVAC, just involves one person, plumber, master electrician. And so those permits, say the water heater is $125. What that's gonna do is that's gonna cover that $95 charge from BB, plus it's gonna cover some staff time. We still have staff that has to process this. So their percentage added to this to cover staff's costs, or to cover the city's costs to pay employees, insurance, and all that kind of stuff. So $125 for a basic permit, that covers the inspection. Because stuff like that doesn't need plan review, it's just inspection. The class B permits are kind of your next step up. It's a minor residential permit, this involves swimming pools, anything that a real minor kind of project, but it still requires a plan review. So $125 for the plan review, $125 for inspection. And then class C permits, these are more complicated, so it's just gonna involve, class C permit is just gonna be residential construction, like new house. And that's $300 for a plan review. And that is gonna be $125 for inspection. I think it's $300 per plan review because, that typically that is going to involve. So $300 per plan review, $125 per inspection, so we can try to make this as totally pass through. Another reason why it involves a $300 plan review is that also involves other people. Whenever we have house coming in, here's truly review to make sure it complies with something. So the $300 covers the actual review from the inspection company, and it involves my review time and usually having to talk to people and having to get back to this. And that does cover one round of reviews, which in my experience there's always comments or additions necessary. So that fee is calculated to anticipate coaching people and having some back and forth. And then when you get into your class D permits, now we're talking about the more expensive stuff. These are your commercial permits. New construction additions, that's $500 for the plan review. That is going to take into account the hourly rate there. So, because the goal is not to overcharge people, not to make money, but also we get a bill from BD every month, right? So they pay us, and so frankly, sometimes these reviews take a while, especially the commercial stuff. I mean, there's issues with it. And so what a lot of cities deal with, and what this city deals with as well, is that you've got consultants billing you, and sometimes it takes a while to get the money back, unless you're getting it all on the front end. So the goal here is to get enough money on the front end to cover what the consultants are charging you guys, so y'all are not the ones in the red, and y'all aren't the ones financing someone else. In 3 months, you have to wait 3 months to get paid back for this project. The goal is that y'all are in the black the whole time on the project. So that's why that $500 fee is there, because that anticipates 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, or 2 hours and 2 reviews with BB, and it covers my review as well. So y'all have the money to pay me and the consultants out, rather than paying us out when you're in the red on it until they pay you. So that's, again, these are as conservative estimates for fees as I could come up with. Try not to overcharge people, but also try to keep you all in the black from the beginning. And so yeah, $500 plan review fee, $125 per inspection. So that's just, so class D is just for vertical, right? For the building. Class E is for site development. And this is what gets expensive, because vertical stuff just involves BB and doing a plan review. It's the site development that involves IDA. IDA's an amazing engineer, but engineering is expensive to review. And drainage analysis, when you do site development, you're really starting to talk about impacting other people's property. That's why we have to do the drainage analysis, she has to review that, that takes a lot of time, make sure people aren't gonna get flooded out, sometimes there are floodplain permits. It also involves traffic impact analyses, it involves construction plans for doing the whole parking lot, landscaping, all that kind of stuff. So for this one, I'm recommending that you all get a $5,000 deposit. That may seem like a lot of money, but for permits like this, we're talking about the Walmarts, we're talking about the QT, we're talking about Chick-fil-A. They've got the money to pay the $5,000. And again, based on having worked on stuff here before and in other communities, $5,000 I think is the most conservative amount to get y'all money on the front end. So no matter how long the project drags on, or even if it dies, at least y'all are in the black that they have their consultants. So I recommend $5,000 deposit on that to cover the consultants, plus, you know, in my experience, there's back and forth. And so at the end, then you guys always have the ability to go get more money. Because again, we're talking about QT, multi-million dollar companies with really expensive engineers. They have the money. So y'all should not be in the red. So $5,000 compared to a lot of cities is actually pretty reasonable. So that's what I recommend for site development permits. And then class F is just your business permits, certificates of occupancy, anything related to the business, sign, fire inspections, that kind of stuff. Again, $300 plan review plus $125 per inspection. Yeah, that's pretty on par with a lot of other cities. It's a reasonable fee. Just got some notes in there just to cover you all. Again, kind of keep it on the block, cover you guys that way. People aren't able to get lots of free plan reviews. And then, so that's building permits and construction. We have zoning related fees. That fee, honestly, again, it's up to you guys. You know, it was $100, but you know, I can't figure out. I think we can do something for $100 for a variance. You guys haven't had me here. I gotta drive down here. You know, I'm here for a variance, 2 or 3 hour trip. Jacob's here. He's, you know, you're paying for him. You're paying for me. And sometimes variances involve item. That's in my recommendation, my opinion, that's the cost to do a good job in protecting the community with experts for these things. And that's not a lot of money. That's pretty on par with the city. Standard zone change, do a deposit on those. You know, when we get EDU, plan development districts, this complex stuff, get money on those running zone, especially for the complex zoning. That's what you say they don't money. Y'all should not be taxpayers holding back really large institutional interests that are standard zone change $2,000 deposit plus whatever the actual cost is. Look how much time we spent on Merrick and Terra Magna. Oh my gosh, that's probably more money's been spent on that than $2,000. Plan development district, that's a real complex zoning. Recommend a $5,000 deposit on that. There's nothing that says that you can't give people back some money. Say they give us $5,000, they come to a meeting, present to you all, hate the project, they go away. Let's calculate what we spent that time. How much Jacob built the city, how much am I gonna build? All right, it's only $1,500, we'll give them back to you 3 times. It's just a deposit, y'all can always refund again to make sure y'all are not out negative in that output. Future land use plan amendment, yeah, that's that is the same thing. Zoning verification letter. You get, there's nothing in state law that says we have to give somebody a zoning verification letter as long as their zoning is, but lenders like it. So as long as we're having to do that for them, we do that as a courtesy. So that's zoning fees. And then finally, platting fees. Platting is super, maybe plats are more simple. But platting has to go through me, absolutely has to go through IDA, because there's civil matters that go with that. So recommend for minor plat, that's usually 4 lots or less, $2,500 for deposit. And then for final plats and replats, which are a lot more complicated, definitely recommend giving at least $5,000. And for those plats, usually then, lastly, floodplain permits. Super important. Nothing a lot. And then, finally, we get a lot of people that call and they don't even have a permit yet. And they wanna talk to experts. So, hey, they wanna come down and meet with the city attorney or meet with me, or meet with the city engineer when they haven't given us any money, they can pay a pre-development fee, for our time. That way you guys aren't providing free expertise to land developers, out of the citizens' pockets. So, yeah, those are, I think these fees will cover us.
Just a couple things. I'm just been looking and saying to other, so yeah, the permit fees are definitely lower, far lower than San Antonio. The zoning fees though seem to be a bit high. For example, for the Board of Adjustment or variance, they make a distinction between homestead and non-homestead. So I was thinking maybe like 300 for a homestead, because of the residents, and then, you know, 500 for non-homestead. Theirs is 4 and 6.
Yeah.
So they, let's say maybe for zoning change, theirs range from 800 up. So 2,000 seems excessive. I would say 800. Plus things can change. Maybe work on it for a few months and we're overwhelmed. They seem a little bit high.
The whole thing there, if I can.
Yeah, sure.
They have staff.
Yeah.
And so that's the difference. They're not outflowing cash on zone changes.
Okay.
So that's the only thing I totally, and I think it's a cool idea for homestead because your residents are paying taxes. So maybe that's a courtesy you want to provide since they're paying taxes. Just again, it's like the city, they have staff, so they don't have cash that outflows from your zone change.
Yeah.
So it's-
That makes sense. But then I know you said we got like 25 hours a week. What percentage of that is homestead? Is it all new stuff?
I would say the majority of it. No, it was all the ones we talked about earlier today.
It's all new construction. So, I mean, we used to have 0 fees for residents. So I know we gotta do something, maybe we do something like a percent, like 80% off or something, for current homestead. Because, I mean, $1,000 deposit, I mean, it's a lot, those are our current residents. You know, if you want to add a pool or a water cooler, I mean, it's not the bulk of all of our stuff is new development, right? So,
the current permits
Yeah.
that we're working on, they're not homesteaded now. These are the people that are building
Yeah.
houses, but they will be.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the difference. Is you want to provide the discount to somebody that is currently homesteaded, like a current resident, or do you want to provide it? So yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I don't know if we want to just adopt this and just adopt a percentage discount for homesteaders, or
I can put that in.
Yeah.
Just you can approve this with a condition, and I can read that. and put it in there.
90% off. 80% off. I mean, they pay taxes already, so these are current residents. This will be someone who wants to add a room, build a swimming pool, right? Apartment fees, right? Or
Let me look into that, because that would be treating people differently, you'd be creating different classes of people. And so I would have to make sure we can do that, that on the surface doesn't sound.
some of them are broken up, not just all same, so they have different fees for homestead. But it may not be for everyone. So we could adopt it conditionally, and then the things that we determine we can do. We can put that in. So why don't we do a 75% discount for current homestead properties? Pending the attorney.
Do you want to cap it maybe too? Because again, I like the idea, but I think it's really cool to do that for the current homestead people, especially people that are retired on fixed income. That's a really cool idea. But a lot of times, they're not the ones doing the permit. They have people doing it for it. Like, you know, a retired person on a fixed income hires a really bad contractor. And again, you know, maybe up to a certain amount. And then if, you know, you do $95 discount, maybe the first round of inspections, I don't know, depends on what Jake finds out. But some kind of cap on it, that way people aren't just, just, and.
Alright, well, we can approve pending review, and if you see something that we really need to address, we can bring it back.
Subject to change.
But now we can get the base fees in. Pay for it.
It may be, again, I would also just throw in, maybe limit this homestead-based discount to certain kinds of permits. Like, I think it's one thing to provide what you're talking about, Mayor, on say Class A permits for water heaters and stuff like that are really simple. But to provide a 75% discount on, some kind of new construction thing, or I don't know. I think construction probably makes sense. I don't know, just, I think the Class A is especially great because you're kind of providing that for stuff that people absolutely need to keep their house going. I think that's one thing, but in terms of like, you're adding 1,500 square feet on your home, you're asking the rest of the community to subsidize your prosperity.
A, B, and C are trade permits, minor residential improvements, and residential building construction. So maybe we zero those out or make it 90%, and then, it's only $500 for commercial, so you're not gonna have a homestead, if it's commercial. Or if it is commercial, you're changing the use.
I can't see a situation where you would have a homestead property on a Class C, unless somebody maybe had a mobile home and they're wanting to build a cycle home or something like that. But again, with that one, but it's just not gonna happen. So Class A is really, I think, Class A permits, or where you're gonna see permits on homestead properties in this community. Right? And maybe some Bs, maybe some Class Bs.
What about zoning? Some people might do that. They want to go, like, they want to put a residential and a commercial.
But you're not, but then if you're that, then there goes your homestead exemption. Because you're basically wanting to, if you're wanting a zone change in the homestead property, who are you changing the zoning from? Single family to what? There goes your homestead. You're trying to, change it. So in this community, zone changes happen because somebody on I-35 wants to put in something that usually this community doesn't want, right? Like a party or, a big truck terminal or something.
That's true. So that would be zoning change, the plan development district, that's something on the commercial side, future land use plan.
That's developers.
And that's the zoning there. So,
It's really
all
classic.
right, well, let me change my. So I experienced to pay something, so I would say we do Class A, B, and C permits for current homestead at $5. And then a zoning verification letter for a current homestead at $5, and then the rest of the Now we have current residents can do their improvements and fix their houses and whatever, and new people can pay for it, which are still very good. And like I said, it's very good. It's not like this is.
And that's just if they are currently homestead.
If they're a current homestead and they're improving their own house. They're adding on to their house, they're putting in water heater, they're doing residential construction on the current home, fixing the roof. That's unfair? That's probably less than 1% of the fees anyway. Well, I mean, this is gonna be 125, 300. I know, if they're very few, it's.
Nothing but.
Huh?
Nothing but.
Yeah, I mean, everything else is big, man, it's ridiculous. Going out to eat at a restaurant. Yeah, well, that's why I usually, I think it's a very minor impact, but it's a benefit for residents who want to improve the property. Just for our residential.
So, one thing I would say, if you want to, what were you saying if you would be?
$5.
I would say not require anything at all. Because it still costs time, it takes time to process the $5. So if you wanna do it,
Well, we still need a permit so we can make sure, you know, it's done properly or approved, but
we have an external payment system, we have to go and we have to pay, and I think it may be per transaction too.
Okay.
So that $5 may cost $10 to process, so 2%.
But it's just for, I mean, we used to have them all at zero. We started the city to help current residents, and so. I don't think it's changed, but that's a perk or a benefit of living in our, when you're San Antonio, they're handing you all the time, at least we could say, your permit's free, right? Cause they're, you know. We do, but it's, again, it's a service we're providing to them.
You can pay taxes.
Everybody gets that. We do, these are really minor problems, these are the small ones, these aren't the ones where they're spending hours and hours reviewing. It's just, we're making sure that these dollars are licensed. The water heater, well, you still need the permit, it doesn't cost you. But you can still do a stop work order, you can still do all that stuff, if it's proper, it's still gonna be inspected. But as a courtesy, you would. He said we could do it on permit.
You also know they would have to be able to charge different rates, because it's based on a non-discriminatory reason. So, probably do it for existing homestead holders on their property, homestead properties. Would the city be taking a loss like on those, or?
Small, but again, resident pay taxes. And we can always amend the limit. If this has a meaningful impact on our annual budget. Will you make a motion?
They say the fees, some of the changes that we make here.
We have a motion, we have a second.
If we approve it, some of the changes, if we did make some changes.
But the no fee for Class A, Class B, Class C, and zoning verification letter for current homestead.
So it's gonna be different when we approve it.
Saying just because we're going to make a lot of changes, are you intending for those changes to include the no fees for the class A, B, C for residents?
Yes. So that's my motion.
But we collect that from other sources. $5,000 that these developers are paying.
Not paying Valerie no more all that outrageous money.
And actually, some of us here pay taxes.
I'm very comfortable, we can certainly approve this. This is not. And we can talk about this and its impact on the budget.
Don't worry about paying Valerie. Oh,
There's one action that's a different agenda. We have a motion, I'll make a second.
there you go. All right. How long we need?
And we certainly revisit it again.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. I vote aye, ayes have it. Motion carries. Discuss if we take possible action regarding the 250th day celebration budget. Bills to be paid, planned activities, items related thereto.
we have come up with an idea that we'd like to run past you.
Well, I don't know. We're going about two. And so if something we want to run past you, you know how these events like Divine and other cities are using like an event planner to come in and bringing in vendors. So this event planner comes in, she brings in all her vendors, she gets the fees for the vendors. The city, of course, we really don't want to make money on events, that's our goal. And she helps get more traffic, vendor setups and all that, and it takes the time where I don't have to put so much effort into it. And the girls are not working so hard to it. What do y'all think about doing something like that? The average cost of bringing somebody like that, she gets about $30 a vendor, $25 to $30 a vendor, sometimes $10 a vendor if they're doing small tables. What do you think, Jacob? No? Okay, all right.
So basically, would the city have to pay the planner, or the
No.
planner
No,
does it, just keeps the fees?
she keeps the fees on the table, so she would be pretty much setting everything up. The only thing I would need to deal with, or and the girls with her help, is what if you come up with the fireworks, what is it?
Well, the bounce houses.
The bounce houses.
The music.
Music, right, and the food. And the food, right. Well, not really, she said she can handle the food trucks. She said, so the only thing would be the bouncy houses and the fireworks. So,
And the music.
And the music.
The DJ.
she said she can handle that too. She said she's got her 5 vendors. So she said she would come and meet with us, if y'all wanted her to, if y'all told me to go forward with this. But I think it would save an immense amount of time, effort, and my time right now. Because a lot of you know what I'm doing right now.
I would definitely want to talk to her.
Well, then we need something to take us to like the sun. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
So if I could get an okay, I would like to bring her in to discuss this, and.
You say they're going to meet with me, or talk with you?
No, I would like for y'all to, well, three of y'all want to meet her, bring her in, and y'all can kind of see what she does.
You want to meet with her, or you want?
Bring her in. I was thinking next council meeting,
If it's a goal,
it's up to you, I can bring her next council meeting, she can come in, introduce herself, explain about how, she sets it up in their cities, and we can go from there.
celebration isn't until September.
Right, sir, but I would really like to get started now. It seems like a long time away, but I'm in the middle of major budget season. And this is like the busiest time for me when it comes to municipal government.
And we've heard plenty of times.
Yes.
I'd say maybe you guys should come and meet with us and talk about it.
So can I put her on the agenda for the next meeting to come in and publicly?
I would say for sure.
She can set that up pretty quick, Sam.
I'd be interested to see what else you plan to call and see.
Yeah, she's, if you want to look into it, she does Divine, she does, several events up at the lake, at the lake, she does it over at the Lock Castroville, she did it at the coffee shop there in La Paz. She's done all of it, she's a wonderful woman.
Yeah, we need a motion to it.
I also be, I'm wanting to put out more signs. Maria is going to do her walking, I guess, when she feels a little bit better, to put those out next week. Yeah, and so we're gonna, because a lot of people don't know, but Jennifer updated the website, and I'm trying to get the Facebook code, so I can log in and put the stuff on there. Jackie has put her, how many signs?
20.
If she wants to put around the city, but I think
It's
actually
everything.
now to be able to buy them, it came out to about $500. Do we still want to go that direction with the signs, or what did the sign say, Jackie?
It's got on their farm celebration, it's got, your number on there so that they can call if they want to ask. I know that, I talked with the mayor and he said something about not having alcohol. I know the two commissioners wanted that, so, it's got it on the sign that alcohol is allowed, but we can mark that out just like the other ones. And it says the date, it says the time, it says where, and it's red, white, and blue, both sides.
So do we want the signs, or not, that's the question, do you want them out?
We need to sign around so people can see
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah,
People see that all.
thank you.
It came out to like 500, I just didn't approve of it, because it's an off budget item, because I didn't bring it into the
morning. They're gonna send us supposed to send us an email recommending change. Said overall, they thought we were doing good. One of the things they thought we should consider is maybe reach out to Somerset and see if we can share personnel. In other words, Somerset doesn't need a full-time animal control officer. We don't need a full-time. Maybe we could jointly hire someone to do both. They thought our animal control officer was much better than theirs, because ours is used better than most small cities. They also recommended we work with guide dogs, reach out to them as a partner. They can do vaccination way cheaper than the animal clinic in Somerset. They had a few other minor recommendations. So I was hoping to get all that before the meeting. I did down the crux of it. With approval, we reach out to Somerset and see if they have interest. Trying that for a while and see if it would be more cost effective to share. And or when one gets full, unfortunately, theirs will probably be more often than ours. But because we could have an agreement that we get, let's say, 2 dangerous dogs, we only have 1 spot, then we know we can take it to Somerset. They also said that our contract with the Humane Society should be up in December. We want to put that on the radar for you, so we can still take animals over there. So, if you guys think it's a good idea, we'll reach out to Somerset and then talk to see if they're interested. We already approved hiring someone who's not a police officer. They agree with that too. They could have probably the most expensive way to do it. So we could find someone who's trained. They also recommend obviously someone who likes dogs and animals, dragging their feet there and not really into it. And certainly somebody that kind of breeder who's possibly or something else. That we can find someone. To reach out to Somerset, see if we can do both of them.
Can I have some direction on cost?
I don't know, let's maybe have this conversation with Somerset and see what they're paying. I know the brief reference body would be something in the $15 to $20 hour range. For an animal control officer, and depending if they're certified or not certified, maybe go down to the 10 and offer them certification training. And once they're certified, then I think that'll also the cost of having a training. Yeah, we have a motion second, all in favor, say aye. If we can come up with a general idea, we can bring back. Agenda item, discuss we take possible action on employee structure or changes within departments. Let's put that after the executive session. So we're now on executive session. Board of Commissioners reserve the right to meet executive session pursuant to the Texas Open Meetings Act, including limited section 551.71, 672, 674. We're going to discuss employment evaluation, reassignment, duty, discipline, dismissal, public officers, employees. Discussion, update, possible action. Again, sorry, executive. It is 7:30 p.m.
Okay, not really. Okay, got it.